Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. It's widely accepted that institutional adoption is what's led to this crypto bull rally, and this is the first crypto bull market that's been led by institutional purchases. A notable evolution in the maturation of this particular asset class. Also notable, though, is that retail investors, they've begun pouring in, and this is resulting in a position for XRP that's going to be looking pretty good, I would say, because as Bitcoin climbs, the rest of the market will follow, and XRP's been consolidating sideways for a good bit of time. It has been to this point. It's primed, is it not? Well, there are all sorts of analysts that think the answer to that is yes, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you analysis from a number of different chart analysts, as well as some interesting stories having to do with new predictions from big names, including Kevin O'Leary, who is now on board the Bitcoin train, as well as Mike Novogratz. But the level to which these guys think that Bitcoin's going to be going, perhaps even this market cycle, it is rather fascinating. So the macro trend is still in place, whatever you see in terms of price action right now. I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys talking about crypto and XRP related things, and I make YouTube videos purely as a hobby. That is all that it is. I very much appreciate the support, though, but I'm nothing special. I'm no different than you. Trust me, just because a guy on the internet has a YouTube channel does not mean he's special. I'm special because my name's Moon Lambeau. All right, now as I'm recording this, it's actually a little before midnight on March 3rd. Now, we've been seeing most of today actually a lot of positive price action, but at the time I'm recording this, things are quickly turning into a sea of red. XRP is at 44 cents. Bitcoin's at $49,108. Market cap for the asset class a little under 1.5 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 61.33%. And you can see XRP's 24-hour high just shy of 47 cents. Bitcoin's 24-hour high, $52,551. And again, like as I said, it's now just a little over $49,000, which is important because Bitcoin leads the market. In terms of what's going to happen to XRP in the short term, this is of paramount importance, which is why I've been tracking all of this. So let me cite a number of things. Let's start with this real quick, just because I think this is kind of fun to acknowledge. This is a tweet from a very popular chart analyst named Willy Woo. He's got 315,000 followers on Twitter. And here's what he tweeted out. And he's got a chart here. Chart: the increase in Bitcoin users visible on its blockchain per day. Retail investors arrived in January. Like prior cycles, I expect this peak to top out higher than the ones before it. Gives you an idea how this bull market is just warming up. And indeed, we're not very far through all of this, and so like to all the people that are new to the world of crypto and you just maybe experienced your first 20+% pullback, welcome to the party, my friends. We've been experiencing this crap for years and years. Well, many of us have. I've been around since November of 2017. Which is not funny to think, am I officially an OG yet? Original gangster? Because if you think about it, the asset class has only been around for like 12 years. So I've been around for, 25% of it roughly? That's something. I just thought about it like that. But look, it's just amazing to me. Consider this. Okay, we've got an asset class right now worth $1.5 trillion, and basically like 1% of humans on the planet have ever held any crypto at any point in time, and it's already there. And given that this asset class is clearly not going away, where do you think this is going to go? What about another 1, 2, 3, 4 market cycles from now? Can you imagine in the coming decade or two what this is going to look like? We are early to the party, my friends, which is also why there's this excellent opportunity for asymmetrical gains compared to any other asset class. There's just not much money in crypto right now compared to other assets. It's a very illiquid market. Much more liquid than it was years ago, fine, but still the most illiquid asset class on the planet. But it's in its nascency, so that's to be expected. That's not some sort of terrible thing. That's, to me, that's what results in volatility, and that volatility is what represents opportunity. Without the volatility, what the hell would I be doing here? Why would I want to invest in an asset class if it's not volatile. If there's no volatility, that means I put my money in and it's just parked. That's like the epitome of store of value. Like it doesn't move. And so where are we going? Well, let's take a look at what some of the analysts have to say here. There is this tweet. Initially, this one was from March 1st. It comes from Credible Crypto. Now has 128,500 followers. And so he tweeted out, if/when we clear $52,000, he's talking about Bitcoin, of course, we can talk about the bottom potentially being in. Until then, look out below. And then he retweeted that yesterday and wrote the following. The hidden bearish divergence is likely to be invalidated, a great sign for bulls. But I still believe this to be a major bull trap. Rather than a running flat, it looks like we will get an expanded flat. If right, we should see a fairly quick rejection after clearing the highs at $52,000. And so I saw what's happened here. We actually did clear today, a little above $52,000. And at least at the time I'm recording this, it is dipping back down. But you guys are future people. You know more about the price action than me at this point. I'm stuck in this moment in time in this particular YouTube video. And so we'll just have to see, but that caught my attention. So is it going to keep going down? Because what I'm seeing right now is a lot of uncertainty from the analysts that I follow. So many of them acknowledge that you could see a notable move up, perhaps towards $58,000 for Bitcoin, but it is still possible that you could see a leg down. And that's where you get that price that I've been talking about over the last several days in particular, where maybe Bitcoin does go to $38,000. And you see XRP plummet along with the rest of the altcoins, which to me would just be a great buying opportunity. That's not something that would be scary to me. I'd be excited about that. I have United States dollar sitting on the sidelines. If that opportunity presents itself, I will be taking advantage of it. I will be purchasing everyone's fear that is willing to sell it to me. And I don't think there will be a shortage of people in such a scenario. So it's just interesting to keep seeing so many analysts citing these levels. Now, just a few hours ago, somebody named Vinny responded to that Credible Crypto tweet, the last one that I just quoted, and wrote, is the word clearing in quotation marks defined as close above $52,000 on a 4-hour to you, or does printing above invalidate this? And he says, yeah, I'm looking for at least a daily close at minimum. And then there was this tweet, I like this one. He just simply wrote, come to daddy, Zerp. And ZERP is a slang term for XRP. Some people in the community use it, mostly on XRP chat. I don't really see a whole lot of people use the term ZERP to represent XRP on Twitter, but on XRP chat, certainly. And so here he was citing, and ended up getting covered in this piece too, from Daily Hodl. The top analyst predicts massive XRP breakout, warns major Bitcoin and crypto correction coming first. And he still thinks it could come first. But he was citing here effectively, without even going through their article. I can just kind of sum it up for you. If Bitcoin does end up going down to, kind of like that say it does go to like $38,000 level, you could see XRP potentially go down into the lower 30-cent region. And he did cite that if XRP actually went below 24 cents, that invalidates his bullish scenario. But he doesn't believe for a moment that's going to happen, just to be clear. So, but if it does go down that lower 30-cent range, it'll be because Bitcoin brought it down, but then you can ultimately expect a massive spring up, in excess of 60 cents here. So I would not mind seeing that in the least. Then there was... Oh yeah, here we go. I just wanted to highlight this. Somebody was asking him about a different cryptocurrency called HBAR. Some of you may be familiar with it. And he was just citing that, that he's got certain targets set for. And if those targets are hit, he said that he's going to unload all of it. And somebody responded and wrote, okay, is there a reason you're going to offload all of it instead of just hodling it? To which Credible Crypto responded, well, because I don't want to hold it through a bear market like we just had, LOL. And just think about it. If to those people that bought in at the top, and it is worth being aware of this, like even if you were the most unfortunate person on the planet, and you bought cryptocurrency, say you bought Bitcoin at the top of the last bull market, and it was almost $20,000. Well, if you held all those years, you're up substantially, but you did have to hold all those years, and you did see Bitcoin hit, like the $3,000 range, more or less. And so, if you want to realize the profits, then maybe selling on the way up makes a little bit more sense. And I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. I'm just saying in a general sense, market cycles are a real thing. So If we don't unload at some point on the way up, I mean, you can do it on the way down, but if you start to do it on the way down, if you bought too high, you're going to be one of those people that's going to be either in the negative or going to be stuck holding for years if you don't want to sell at a loss. And so that's why, like, for me too, if this market goes the way I'm expecting it to, I think that there's a possibility that, you know, my entire net worth could be so lopsided that I'm going to, because I've invested a lot in crypto, if it goes the way that I suspect it will, and not XRP, but not just XRP, you know, I'm going to have to reduce my risk exposure. I'm not going to sit holding all of this through another market. And plus, on top of that, I don't think that people are sufficiently parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies in terms of actual utility, which is what I think will ultimately result in long-term viability. And I don't know for sure when people are going to start valuing actual utility. And I don't really want to be caught holding like crap coins that aren't going to be around for the long haul when people decide that utility and functionality actually matters. And I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know how quickly that transaction is going to take place. I'd like to think it could be over a longer period of time, whatever that is, relatively speaking. But if not, you could be caught holding a bag full of nothing. And no thanks, that doesn't sound fun to me. And then there was... I watched a video from the blockchain backer earlier today, and he was talking about some similar ranges. It's not like all of the chart analysts I follow have the exact same opinion, but it is kind of interesting how a lot of the range they talk about are either the same or very close frequently. And so as far as what it takes for XRP to break out, he still thinks that it's possible, and he acknowledged like there's no way to know based on the current chart data whether, you know, we do see another leg down. He says it could still happen, but it's possible Bitcoin takes off. And so what he's looking for, he says, you know, if Bitcoin hits $58,000, okay. Alt season, that's it. You know, Bitcoin's going to go, alt season's going to take off. If you do see another leg down, that could be one of those instances where maybe Bitcoin does get down to $38,000. Maybe XRP does get down to somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 cents. And then after that, alt season would start. But either way, the macro trend is in place, and that's what's important to recognize. It's still coming. You know, here's a tweet from Rakesh, not a tweet, a story from Rakesh Upadhyay. He writes for Cointelegraph here. And so he wrote up this piece where he covered a bunch of different cryptos, including XRP. And basically, if the drop down's coming, he also says, yeah, you could see 35.9 cents. But if things go to the upside, and I'm just kind of summarizing this, you could see XRP in short order at 65 cents. So the analysis I'm finding, you can probably tell to this point, it's very similar for a lot of the guys that I follow. And I don't think they're all just sitting here copying each other. And now here's a piece from You Today. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary suggests Bitcoin's market cap could reach $20 trillion. Well, that wouldn't surprise me in the least. Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary has recently made a U-turn on Bitcoin by investing 3% of his net worth into the top cryptocurrency. In a recent interview with Stansberry Research, the Canadian investor mentions that $100,000 per Bitcoin doesn't seem too crazy to him anymore, calling it, quote, the US dollar of cryptocurrencies. And he also suggests that the market cap of the flagship could ultimately reach $20 trillion. And here's a quote. If it became, let's say, I don't know, $20 trillion of value, okay, you would be basically very, very stable in my view, because you would be being held by institutions that are holding it for, again, to hedge against inflation or just a store of value. And, well, to me, whoever's holding it, if you get to that market cap, I mean, fine. No, I guess I'd agree. Yeah, institutions, they're going to be of a longer term mindset, and I'd agree with them. But, you know, when you start to get to these crazy valuations, I mean, compared to where we are now anyway, not crazy in the sense like I don't think it's going to happen. I totally think that the asset class is going to hit that. And there could be individual coins, including Bitcoin, that have that individual value of, you know, about $20 trillion if they're going to have true staying power. But, you know, the truth of the matter is once you hit those types of levels, there's just so much money in it that you're not going to see that level of volatility. You just think of how much money has to flow in or out just to get a doubling effect of any asset that has a $20 trillion market cap. It's not easy to do. So that's why the more money flows in, the less volatile it's going to be. And then there was this piece from the Daily Hodl. Crypto bull Mike Novogratz dramatically increases Bitcoin price forecast for end of 2021. Mike Novogratz, CEO of crypto management firm Galaxy Digital, is dramatically pushing up his bullish price prediction for Bitcoin. In a Bloomberg technology interview, Novogratz shares that he's witnessing the rising interest of big and institutional investors in the King coin. And here's a quote. We started seeing one group of investors after another. It was corporates with Square and MicroStrategy and Tesla. It was insurance companies with Mass Financial and others. It's high net worth individuals. It's exchange traded funds. All of a sudden, we went from a world where buying Bitcoin was kind of a fringy or risky to not having it being risky right to not having this part of your portfolio in a world of central banks printing money. Our business at Galaxy is booming. We can't hire salesmen fast enough to cover all the institutional accounts that want to either understand it or participate. And so there you go. It's just another indication of what I've been saying for months and months and months and months. This is all institutionally driven, and it makes you wonder how high this thing could actually go. And you do keep seeing analysts, not all of them, but a lot of them, upping what they think the top of this market cycle is going to be for the price action of Bitcoin, which is interesting because the higher the top end for Bitcoin, I think the higher the top end for XRP and every other altcoin. The piece continues. As more institutions embrace the flagship crypto asset, the Bitcoin bull predicts that the price of the Bitcoin will more than double and hit $100,000 by the end of 2021. And here's a quote. It feels like we're going to consolidate a little bit here in the $50,000 area, caught between $42,000 to $60,000. But then the next big leg up is to $100,000, and that wouldn't surprise me at all if we crack 100 by the end of the year. Would not mind that one little bit. So to me, just all this, it just requires patience. The people that lose here, it's the people that make emotional buying and selling decisions. It's the people that get impatient. It's the people that don't stick to a reasonable plan. Just in a nutshell, clueless people. And so who's most likely to lose money in these markets? Well, people that are brand new to the asset class. And all I can tell you is, because I'm not going to offer financial advice at all, I'm never going to do that. Just arm yourself with knowledge. And do not make buying and selling or holding decisions based off of emotion. Understand that the majority tends to get things exactly wrong. If the market is seemingly euphoric, oh my God, the sky's the limit, this could never fall. If that's the sentiment out there, that means that things are probably about to crash. And if things look dire, oh my God, how could you be so foolish as to purchase something? Look at how low the price of this is. It's been dropping like crazy. More likely than not, that's the right time to buy. And just look for real world examples, including what happened with the pandemic this past March. Oh my God, how could you be so idiot? Everything's falling apart. Look at this. Nobody's gonna be putting money into crypto. People are losing jobs. How are they even gonna afford food? You think they're gonna buy Bitcoin and stocks? Well, they did. They did buy Bitcoin, and they did buy stocks, and they did buy crypto in general. And that was a fantastic time to buy when Bitcoin was around $3,000 and something dollars. And then it ultimately recently rocketed up to $58,000. So I'm sorry, but the majority gets it wrong. And so if the majority gets it wrong, doesn't it make sense? Like, that it isn't easy to see how most people lose money in crypto, especially if they're new and they don't understand all this and they don't understand market cycles and they don't know that there from 2015 to 2017 were 9 major pullbacks that averaged 38% for Bitcoin. Like, if you don't know this stuff, you don't know it's not, like, good luck. So just arm yourself with knowledge. But I will wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.